I know this video is coming a bit late in regards to St. Louis City's 2-1 victory, but not to say I told you so, but I did predict a long ball goal from a pass from Edward Leuven to Joao Klaus. I got the final score right, and I kind of guessed that Edward Leuven or Joao Klaus would be the two best players in this game. But let's break it down. So City did end up going with the 4-2-3-1. Most of the predictions were right in regards to the lineup. I had one change up, and that was I had Chris Durkin as a center midfielder. I did not have him as a center back, which he was impromptu, very quickly subbed out at the halfway mark of the game. But this game overall was very enjoyable to watch as a fan because it was a breath of fresh air, where at least for most of the game, it felt as though City was just overall running faster and had a bit more pep in their step. And the stats can somewhat show this, because if you looked at the passing accuracy, while we may have been down, the passes that we did hit were so much more impactful, because at the very end of the game, in the second minute of stoppage time, that's technically the 90th minute because it took 2 minutes for the penalty to go, but the two goals were scored or essentially created because of passes and because of long passes down the field that really set up City to have a good goal scoring opportunity. And so while they may have lost the possession battle, which, side note, the 47.6 possession percentage is one of the larger ones that City has had this season, because they have been a team that has not done well with containing the ball. And then the shots on goal being split at 4. Okay, I mean, San Jose is one of the best goal-scoring teams in the MLS. So I think not only is it great to say this team in the first game of their new era beat one of the best offenses in the MLS, and in my opinion, a pretty convincing way. Can't be mad at that. Because for expected goals, 2 to 0.9. This isn't a case of where, oh, you know what, you had chances but you blew it. What's different about this team compared to teams previous is we actually capitalized on chances. While this wasn't a overall spectacular performance, it was a very good building block, and I think this is something that we can look forward to, because not only were the substitutions much earlier on in the game, because aside from the injury to Cedric Toyshirt in the 40th minute, the earliest substitution was at halftime. In most cases, the substitutions would take place so much later, and it would be almost like just irrelevant making the sub, because it's like you haven't even give anyone. It was just been poor management. Not this game. We had saved up our subs to the 62nd minute, 72nd, and 72nd, which a double sub. I do like those, because that way we can have much more communication, because those players can talk on the sideline about what any type of tactical changes that might be made, or what type of shift they're going to go, whether it's bringing back the line to go for more of an offside trap, or pushing up to play more of the gegenpress. But I think overall, just the management side, perfect. I loved well, obviously not perfect, because we allowed a goal, but I loved what I saw from David Critchley, and I am very, very optimistic about next week's game against the Portland Timbers. And I think a ton of good things are going to keep building. And I think the big differences between Critchley and Olaf is, number one, it seems like he gets rallied behind more. Because the first thing after the game was you had all the players going up to Critchley, which, sure, that's normal. But compared to a team that just looked as though they've been miserable, where you had Timo Baumgartel, who is yelling and getting in heated discussions with members of the staff, to get the team united over a single cause, is something that, I mean, even if the season doesn't go the rest, we're not going to win every game. Every game is going to be won. But if we can just play more entertaining, and to do that, and also to show a bit more fight and pride, I think that'll go a long way with building and continuing to build on the culture that has been left behind. So I'd say overall, if I were to rate this game out of 10, for San Jose, I would say maybe a 4. Because while you did get a sensational goal by Josef Martinez, which that was a beauty, going across his body, reaching out his right leg to just poke it in on the other side and have it end up in the back of the net was truly sensational. But I mean, this is the second straight year now where an interim coach has beat San Jose. So hopefully this doesn't become a pattern where we keep going through coaches. That would be preferred. But for St. Louis City, I would say I would definitely give a solid 7.5 to 8 out of 10, because this has felt like the first game in a while where it's been rewarding to watch. Because that Colorado game was just not good. Dark days are behind us, hopefully, with David Critchley coming in and hopefully saving the day. But I love David Critchley as a manager. I like what he's doing so far, and I like the message that he's bringing about having joy and pride in your work and having fun coming to work every day. Now, is it a bit Ted Lasso-ish? Sure, but he did win. So hopefully we can continue to get wins, and as always, guys, this is the Scoop with Coop, trying his best to, stay optimistic. Not even trying to. We're making the playoffs. Let me know if you have any thoughts or critiques in the comments below. But as always, once again, this is the Scoop with Coop.